Welcome to my Instructional Design Document 400X review presentation for the course I developed entitled Emotional Intelligence Self-Regulation. My name is Carrie Slayton, and in this presentation, I'll discuss my IDD and discuss some of my course concepts through design. Emotional intelligence describes the ability to identify, use, understand, and manage emotions in positive and constructive ways. It's about recognizing personal emotional states and the emotional states of others. It's also about recognizing the information that these emotional states provide. This online course series has been designed to take adult learners back to the basics. They will learn to identify personal triggers and successfully regulate emotional states. They will learn about the role the vagus nerve plays in helping with self-regulation and practices that will strengthen vagal tone. They will learn about other science-based practices that enhance self-regulation. And finally, learners will develop a personal and customized action plan to implement once their coursework is complete. I used this quote as a guiding principle during my course design because EI content is ubiquitous across so many mediums, from private courses to public blogs, videos, and news articles. So why should learners be interested in another EI course? I wanted to create something for learners that pulled a vast array of widely spread information together in a chunked format that allows learners time to digest the new information. A class that would also prompt learners to make self-reflection and journaling moments part of their coursework, and an added EI expert group coaching element. So why should learners take the course? Learners who are interested in taking this course will be adults of any age who have some basic computer skills and access to the internet, many of whom are employed and looking to greatly enhance their interpersonal skills and advance their careers. This is an introductory, informational, online course designed to teach adults about self-regulation in 3 weeks of learning and 1 week of action planning. Learners will want to take this course in a comfortable and private setting. Some of the exercises are personal in nature, and some of the exercises contain relaxation techniques which require uninterrupted practice. It has to do with how people process information that comes in from their senses. If they are unsuccessfully processing information, then people who struggle with self-regulation will have trouble figuring out what will help them remain calm when they become upset. Recent research has shown that adults who lack effective self-regulation skills experience difficulty setting goals, using effective decision-making processes, persevering in the face of challenges, and the ability to self-reflect and learn from mistakes. An adult with poor self-regulation skills may also lack self-confidence, self-esteem, and have trouble handling stress and frustration. This chart comes from a recent study in 2020 revealing that deregulated adults score low in areas of goal setting, perseverance, decision-making, and learning from mistakes, while those who scored high scored above average in the same areas. This course was designed with goal setting in mind, as the final action plan is about planning a post-course schedule for habituating self-regulation habits over time and with practice. Practice is mentioned frequently in this course, a reference to perseverance. Decision-making is practiced by the learner as they begin to determine which practices suit their preference and lifestyle best. And finally, the course is loaded with self-reflection prompts, encouraging learning from experiences or mistakes of the past. The target audience is identified as adults with the following desires. They work in a diverse workforce and want to vastly improve their communication skills. They want others to listen without getting upset. They want to gain more self-awareness around their own emotional responses to improve their social interactions. They've read that emotional intelligence and empathy are among the most coveted interpersonal skills in positions of leadership and want to improve their chances of getting promoted. They place a priority on self-development and will schedule time to practice evidence-based techniques. The technical skills and equipment requirements are listed as learners who have a computer, tablet, or smartphone and have access to it, as well as the internet. They should be able to write and type answers into a discussion board forum for review by other learners in their learning group, and respond. They should be able to download and upload assignment templates and write answers into those assignment templates and upload documents for instructor review. We use Word and PDF documents. Familiarity with an online learning environment is helpful, but not necessary that learners have this as previous experience. Let's look at the learning objectives and instructional strategies I used to create this course. By the end of this course, learners will be able to describe and demonstrate practices for regulating their emotional states via an action plan. There are 8 enabling objectives for this course. By the completion of this course, learners will be able to define self-regulation and describe its usefulness. Describe the difference between the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems and their response characteristics. Perform a body scan and describe their findings. Describe the difference between emotions, feelings, and moods. Tune into their emotions and describe their impact on themselves and others. List 2 or more vagal toning exercises and summarize their importance. List 2 or more science-based strategies for self-regulation and describe each practice. And develop an action plan for self-regulation, self-mastery, and the reasons for prescribing each action. The instructional design strategy in this 4-week course incorporates interactive elements and exercises. This course provides an instructional overview of self-regulation that most adults can use to polish their emotional intelligence skills for general and everyday use. It is an online course delivered in a 3-week time frame with an extra week for content review and time to develop a final action plan. Each week contains an optional Zoom coaching call with an ICF certified coach who is also certified in the Bar on Emotional Intelligence model. This is an overview of the instructional schedule. The 3-week content core is weeks 1, 2, and 3 with the pre-access week and week 4 for the summative assessment or final action plan. This was created with adults in mind who probably have a 40-hour work week. Many adults need ample time to complete homework assignments and maintain their lives. It seemed counterintuitive to stress them out with excessive homework while trying to teach them to self-regulate. Here is another view of the matrix that we created for learners so they could see how each one of the learning objectives was in alignment with the lessons and the assessments. For a longer look, please feel free to pause the video. This is objectives 1 through 3. This is objectives 4 through 7. Objective 8 is in alignment with all of the content, activities, and assessments. There are some opportunities for peer and instructor engagement. There are discussion board assignments and 2 assignments with rubrics for grading. The course engages the learner's cognitive attention with many audio-visual mediums, including videos, scenarios, knowledge checks, external links to YouTube resources, blogs, peer-reviewed publications, self-reflection audio prompts, and book recommendations. The course copyright information is located in the course description of the SCORM content. Creative Commons attributions have been made in various audio-visual media where appropriate. Let's look at the learning theories that influenced my course design. There were quite a lot of them. Behaviorism, as there is an assessment. The assessment quiz specifically measures the learner's correct, incorrect responses in the first week of content and requires the learner to pass with a score of 85% before accessing the rest of the course material. Cognitivism focuses on the mind and how it processes the learning material. We used Gagne's 9 events of instruction to assess that this course definitely focuses a lot of its design on cognitivism. Social constructivism suggests that learners construct new knowledge via the consumption of content and then by discussing their perspective of the material with other learners, thereby creating newly constructed version of the material. We also have discussion board elements supporting the social constructivism. And finally, connectivism suggests that learning is focused on connecting specialized information sets and the connections that enable us to learn more and are more important than our current state of knowing. There is some influence of connectivism in my course design as there are a lot of links to external sources. The reason for this is that I wanted the learner to know that there are a lot of resources out there to continue building their action plan practices with. So I came up with a new hybrid name for a learning theory. Be-cognitive constructivism is what I like to call it, and it can be summed up as such. It's not necessary for learners to learn and know everything, for in today's information age, that is nothing more than cognitive overload. Instead, it's better to teach learners how to seek, find, and access plentiful resources that will contribute to their unlearning of the unuseful while breaking ground for the construction of new information which will be built on a foundation of the 9 events of learning. Feel free to visit the Cosmic XP LMS. I have 2 user profiles for the faculty depending on their preferred experience of my course material. User 1 represents a learner who has already completed the course, thus all course content is unlocked, responded to, and graded. User 2 represents a learner who is new and has never entered the course before, thus the course room will take them through the entire material in a sequential fashion. Please visit my profile for a brief written essay discussing my personal reflections, as there was not enough time to place that in this video. Thank you for your valuable time and expertise in the development of this course series. I hope your course design was validated by my final authentic assessment.